Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out Super Hot, a really crazy and really awesome idea that I hadn't actually caught when it was new in the 7-day FPS challenge and actually has been continuing development since then. I'm just going to click this so we don't listen to that in the background. But it is a first-person shooter slash puzzle game designed in a very, very creative way, and I think this is something you guys are going to get a real kick out of. So the premise here is basically the game only moves when we move, so time almost stops when we're standing still. We move with WASD, look around with the mouse, and you'll notice as I take a step or two here, the character that we had just taken out flies into those boxes. And you can actually hear some audio cues that are going to give you a sort of like a time-winding feature or feeling anyway. And essentially what this is going to come down to is we're going to be trying to navigate all these various like spy-type espionage situations where we need to fight through gunfights or stealth fights of various kinds, and essentially we just have to use our ability to slow down or stop time in a creative way. So we can tell all the characters have sunglasses on, so we can tell when they're facing or not facing us, and they are also bright red to make it pretty easy to see them from a distance, and it actually results in a pretty cool visual style. Everything is this stark, you know, kind of a bland gray, but it's totally contrasted with this bright red, which is both on the characters and, of course, all their blood as well. So let's take a shot here and see if we can time it out. The act of shooting, by the way, also uses up a little bit of time. That did not actually hit, so we'll wait for him to find his spot there, and then we'll go after him. Can I jump up? No, it's a little too high. He's going to be right on the other side of this wall. Let's see if we can take a shot from around this corner here. And there we go, so that was effective, and we've got another character here, and thankfully they're not the most accurate in their shots, and the game is very eager to encourage us by saying super hot a whole bunch of times. I kind of really like the way over-the-top vibe that it gives us with the art presentation here. It reminds me a little bit of some of those, like, whoa, did you see that? The light flare and everything just shot apart. Oh, I took a shot from behind there. I wasn't actually paying attention the other direction. There are a few movies that came out right around the same time that all had this like way over the top style with like graphic violence and all sorts of action sequences and stuff, and this sort of feels like it's fitting in with that vibe, and I do have to wait a little bit between firing. And there we go. So it puts a big emphasis on actually taking shots, and it actually reminds me a little bit of Receiver as well, if you might remember that one. There's the like hyper micro level manipulation of like how to use a gun, and I feel like this actually would have fit in nicely with that premise, and actually the visual style sort of felt a little bit along the same lines. And when I say that it's sparse or that it's a little bland, I don't mean that as like anything kind of derisive. It is very much intended to be that way, and these guys are just going to be shooting like crazy. I mean, all it takes is one hit and you're out. So I have no gun, as you may have noticed, so the best way for me to react to this situation is you can see the gun is up there in the hallway, well away from me, and these guys are just basically firing in all directions, and all I have in my defense is to keep stopping time every few moments to try and adjust for what's going on. I feel very much like freaking Neo from The Matrix right now, because I can dodge bullets, but, you know, I don't know. Do I know Kung Fu? Maybe. Is there a spoon? I don't know. Alright, we've got our gun. Let's take a shot here. Let's maybe hide behind one of these pillars and see if I can get out of the way in time. I gotta remind myself every time I take a shot that if I happen to shoot right when there's a bullet heading toward me, the act of shooting is going to finish me off in that case. So it's a really interesting premise, and I'm so into this idea, and I'd love to see this continue to develop into a full game. I like that each level is presented sort of like a challenge, sort of like a VR mission, instead of, you know, the more usual, typical, you know, linear sort of boring campaign, where things are just drawn out to sort of buy time. Oh, trolling is an art, I guess, because of the sunglasses there, and sometimes the fact that there is, you know, a bright red piece of art across the hallway from us, which I'm not sure I've actually seen yet, but I have seen in my quick recording session, or my sound level test section before I started recording this one. This number is counting down each time I fire a shot, and each time I hit a guy, rather, each time they are eliminated. So if I can make it through this barrage of bullets and enemies, Did I hit one there? I may not have. Waiting for the number to change. No, it doesn't look like it. I probably hit that wall. If I can get a oh, that bullet would have just killed me there. Okay, I made a hit. Let's see if I can... Oh, no! No more ammo. I ran out of ammo, and then the act of me trying to fire is what actually finished me off. So you do have to be totally cognizant of your ammo levels when you're trying to do this. Did I... Oh, I keep hitting that freaking wall for some reason. There's a guy that's going to be on my left in a moment. And I love watching the glass shatter apart and everything in slow motion. There's all kinds of effects that if this were, and that's the chair I think that was probably trying to troll us. If this was really like super high budget or something, I could see this being one of the most visually beautiful games possible. The fact that you can stop everything in midair all the time is such a cool concept. Imagine if you were in a like virtual Max Payne style space. And all of the individual things you'd run into were, you know, modeled out to break apart naturalistically. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're shooting through vases, you're shooting through enemies, all these various panes of glass. All of that stuff is deforming and breaking apart in front of your eyes. And the fact that that's all happening and you can just stop time at any moment and look at it all. In fact, you may even be able to see these very micro-level interactions as you might shoot through some of the particles of glass that have broken apart. Oh, I took a very poor moment to walk there. And this is where the difficulty level seems to jump up quite a ways in this little bit that I've played. I'm not sure if there is a ton to the game yet, or where we're at development-wise. But right now, even if this was the last level of this little proof of concept, or... I shouldn't say that, not knowing how much there is, but if this was a proof of concept and this was the last level available, I would still be pretty psyched to see where this goes. Again, I mean, it's got an attitude to it. It's got a real, like, a feeling to it that I don't see, you know, the cohesion always quite done yet in games like this. Oh, man, again. I really don't think that's the right route. So you really have to bide your time. You have to be standing in the right place at the right time. It looks like bullets are actually stopped by the glass, which is a little surprising to me. And you have to accurately manage your ammo in a way, because you might not be able to get more at all. You know, you might be in a position where if you shoot a dude from across this hallway, by the time you realize that you're out of ammo, well, you might not have another opportunity to get more. And you also have to keep being aware of where these... Oh, yep, the shots are going. And let's grab... I do have another gun right here this time. So this guy should be coming up from this side. Looks like a contact on that one. Can I make a shot through this area here? As long as this guy doesn't move, that should line up. Yes, it did. I think a shot to any part of the body will count. Oh, and there's another guy from across the hallway. Let's make sure that I'm not being tracked from either side. That was not a contact. I'm actually sort of missing some of the receiver stuff right now. I feel like I should be taking apart my gun and, like, you know, reloading individual bullets into my clip or something. It just feels like it would belong. Oh, we've got another gun, and where are the bullets coming from? I know they're on the other side of that hallway. This almost feels like they're recreating some of the shootout scenes from The Matrix a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if that heavily factored into some of the influences that this game follows by. I'd be really happy if I could just finish this level, because so far this has been the most difficult one by far, and also the most time-consuming. Can you imagine if you had to go through a full-on first-person shooter level like this? Yeah, I've done it. Super hot, super hot, super hot. The temptation is to sit there and just keep talking as that goes. So apparently we've got a boss now. I'm not sure what that entails. This is the first time I've seen this. Okay, we do have a dude over there. Do we need to maybe be stealthy a little? Kill the CEO. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, okay. You seem to really want me to do that. What's going on the floor? There's all these, like, picture frames or monitors or something, and then there's, like, something on the wall. There's a bright red.
Yes.
Whoa. Alright, I've killed the CEO. Now what? Am I blind with rage? Are there...
You have served me well.
Oh, okay. Apparently I'm being manipulated.
Now, dispose of yourself.
Well, that's not a very nice thing to ask me to do. I've been trying so hard.
Just walk through the window.
Alright, so maybe that is the end of what there is to see. That wasn't much of a boss, though, let's be honest. So, I guess it will plunge to my death, and possibly the end of the video here. Let's see what happens.
Stop.
Oh.
You've been a good boy.
Thank you.
Super hot.
Super hot. Super hot. It does feel like it's kind of controlling my mind a little bit. And maybe it's just going to keep doing that indefinitely. It's entirely possible. Let's see what happens if I click. Is this the end? Follow at Superhot the game for more. That is a recommendation that I can give out. Superhot seems very, very cool. I would go so far as to call it Superhot. I think it's going to be a thing if more people find out about it. So I'm doing my part, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and you'll go ahead and go try it out yourself, because it is available at Superhot the game, or superhotgame.com. Link's going to be right in the description of this video. Totally free. Try it. Tell a friend. All of that good stuff if you enjoy it, of course. And what do you think about this concept? Do you think this is something that could be fully developed? Would you like to see a more fleshed out campaign to a game like this, or do you prefer it spliced up into, like I was talking about, sort of like the VR mission style? I think it serves it pretty well myself, but I'm curious to see arguments for and against that concept. And do you think this is a setup for, artistically, does it look good enough to continue that theme? I don't know. I think it probably does, but I don't mean to keep answering my own questions here. These are really for you guys to answer in the comments if you'd like. And I would love to see any support, of course. If you're still enjoying the series, feel free to leave in the comments, as well as suggestions for other games to try on the show. Likes are always appreciated if you think I deserve them. And in general, just go ahead and browse that description, because there's other stuff to go see in there, like indie-impressions.com. If you're enjoying this video, then you might want to go check out some of the others over there. Over 500 other indie games that I've covered on the series, and they're all neatly categorized for you so you can browse through them. If you're looking for specifically other, surreal first-person shooters, this might be one of those, I suppose. But you can go find a whole bunch by just clicking through the tags. And let me know what you think of the site as well. If you want to check out my Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff, that's also awesome. I also have a Twitch channel, and maybe you'll find some more cool stuff over there if you want to do a little bit of browsing. But that is going to do it for another episode. Hope you enjoyed Superhot, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. New episodes are every single day, so I'll see you back roughly the same time, but definitely the same channel. Take care, guys. Have a good night.